Hi everyone, my name is Jean-Christophe. In this beginner Python tutorial, we will talk about Python sets. In Python, sets are one of the four data types that are used to store collections of data. I've covered all four in various tutorials, but these four data types are dictionaries, lists, sets, and tuples. Sets looks like lists, but they are not. So sets, the difference with sets and lists is that sets are unordered, unchangeable, and don't allow duplicate values. So that specific notion of no duplication value makes it super useful for web crawlers, for instance, where you don't want to crawl each URL twice, but just once. So first, duplicates are not allowed. So here, if I take that list, we can see that if I run this, I have one, two, three, four, and then another three, a four, a five, five, five. So that makes it full duplicate. But if I use a Python constructor set, then I can put my list within there, and I will see that the output is a set where no duplicate values are added. The other possibility would be to say 1 and 1. This is another way to create that set, and I can see that only one of the two variables was stored within the set. Sets can have multiple data types. So when I create a set, I can say S, and then I can put a string here, hello. I can also put one or even true, a boolean. So if I run my set, I can see that all the values were stored apart from the boolean, which is not showing in this case. A set is not subscriptable, so you cannot access it. So if you have a list, for example, that says 1, 2, 3, one thing that you can do list equal list and take the index 0 and it will show you the number 1. If you put the index 1, it would show number 2. However, with a set, this is not exactly true. Actually, it's false. It's not subscriptable. So you can say, okay, I'm creating a set of 1, 2, 3. And for instance, if I want to select the first element from the set, I cannot. So it returns a type error which says set object is not subscriptable. So if you want to access each element from the set, you will need to run a for loop. So if you will need to run a loop. So if let's create again that set. So what I can do is I can say for I in my set, for each element, I can print I. So in this case, you can show each element from your set. Similarly, you can just use a constructor, so you can convert your set 1, 2, 3 into a list. And if you run this, you see this becomes a list, and you can now select a single element from it. Now, you can also add items to a set. So if you have a set that says learn Python, for example, if I just run this, I can see I have my set. If I want to add an element, I can use the add method and I say fun. So fun, and then I can just say S, and I will see that fun was added at the beginning of the set. You can also add other elements using the update method. And this is useful when you have two sets, for example. So you could say set1 and you use update method, and then you can say set2. And if you look, what it happens is that within the set one, without the need for reassigning the new set, it was updated using these values. And since 2 was already within the first, it wasn't added. But you can do this with any other iterable. So if you have a set 1 and you want to add a list, you could say set update and you could say list. And then if you look at your set 1, you could see that it was indeed added. If you want, on the opposite, remove elements, then what you need to do is you can remove S, remove the number 1. So if you run this S, I can see what here is 1. If I send the remove 5, then it returns an error because I tried to remove an item that was not existing. You can also join sets. So we've added elements, we've removed elements. Now if we want a join together two sets, then you can say S1 union S2. And where this is different is if you return S1, you see that S1 did not change compared to previously, where when we used remove, it changed without being reassigned. Now with union, you need to reassign it using union in order to use that. So this is useful when you don't want to lose your first set. You want to keep it as is, but you still want to merge them together into a single one. So thank you very much. It was a very short tutorial on set, but help me by subscribing this channel and stay tuned. I'm coming up with a Python for SEO course where I use those basic, but I go much further with like web scraping, machine learning, and whatever you may want to learn about SEO and Python together. So feel free to subscribe to my website newsletter. You can go on YouTube, subscribe as well. Follow me on Twitter or LinkedIn, and even reach out to me if you have any questions or if you just want to stay in touch. So thank you very much. See you next time.